And there was also the fact that you mentioned that you had worked for Roosevelt in Kansas. In Alabama, you couldn't vote, could you?
Yeah, we were voting.
Oh, you were voting?
We were voting. When I first went there, we were voting. And then the white people decided that we should not vote. So they drew a line around our college and our neighborhood, and we couldn't vote, and they voted. That's how we happened to come about. That's how we came about with this king thing. See, we had a germ there before the girl sat down on the bus and started that.
By the girl, you mean Rosa Parks?
Yeah, I call her
the girl.
At that time, well, see, that was at that time she was a girl, so that was because that was what 1960. Yeah. So she was a young girl. You saw a picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we were teaching there when she sat down on that bus, but we went to Africa the next year.
Well, before we get to Africa, tell me, when it was before Rosa Parks sat down, or refused to get up and give her seat away. The white politicians in the Tuskegee area had gerrymandered the district, so that anybody inside the Tuskegee area could not vote.
Anywhere in the there was a black neighborhood down near town. They couldn't vote either. It's drew around, so none of us blacks could vote.
How did they explain to you? What justification did they give to you?
Well, we're black, just weren't supposed to vote. So then we stopped shopping with them. And they closed up the shops.
Why was it, if blacks had been able to vote, why was it that the whites would all of a sudden then change their minds and gerrymander stuff?
Didn't make sense, but it was during the time when you couldn't go to, remember the can't think of his name now, stood in front of the door and wouldn't let blacks in the college.
Wallace?
Yeah, they were doing the same time. They just decided that we didn't need no education, we couldn't vote, and
just did what they felt like doing. Now, when these various and sundry things were going on with Rosa Parks and the Freedom Riders and the various and sundry other civil rights activities, how involved, not involved were you? Were the folks at Tuskegee? What impact did all of that kind of activity have?
Now I can't tell you too much about what the people at Tuskegee were doing, because, like I said, Rosa Parks did sit down on the bus. The people, and we couldn't vote. The people stopped shopping at Tuskegee. The people in Montgomery quit riding the bus. Even the whites quit riding the bus. A white man got on the bus the next day after they had all this, after she sat, they had all this fight. And the bus fare had gone up. So the white man said, "What happened here?" He said, the bus driver said, "Well, the fare went up because they don't let the niggers ride it no more." He said, "Open the door, let me out. I'm going to walk with the niggers." So things just went down, and then so consequently. But now we left. We went to Africa, and
uh-oh. It's the radio.
6-7 years ago. And I was, the next week after I buried him, I was going to Montgomery Mall to shop, and I cut the TV off. And I went up the steps to go out the door, and the TV came on, just like it came on then. I went back downstairs and cut it off. Went back up the steps, it came back on. I said, "Okay, Mac, have a good time, I'm gone." So we've taken that TV places and had it examined. We've done everything. That TV comes on whenever it gets ready. It doesn't come on at any particular time, but it comes on whenever it gets ready.